Coffee Q&A, your daily coffee, weekday coffee talk-in show, and whatever, 10 a.m. Eastern, we're here. And today we're coming to you from the Latte Lounge here for looking at some home setups. What's going on, Matt?
What's up?
This is Matt's Joint, and we're here to look at the Latte Lounge. So I hope you're all doing well today, and if you have questions about coffee and coffee setups, let me know. So actually, tell me a little bit what spurred all of this. Okay, wait, I don't know. Let me put this here so people can hear you. Okay,
Oh, you need a disclosure.
just in case.
Much like Jay's and coffee. And, a lot of times you just have extra equipment laying around. And it started with a espresso machine at my house, much like it does for everybody else. Then, I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to, put one under the patio, kind of like a barbecue grill, people smoke their meats, people barbecue their meats. They got nice setups. So then I put one out under the patio, and then it just kept spiraling. We call it the Latte Lounge, and we tell everybody, our friends, our neighbors, when the light is on, we're home. So we just leave this light on, and that means if you drive by and the light's on, stop on by, and I'll make you a coffee.
That's how it works.
That's
Oh,
how it works.
okay.
Yeah. So I would say on average we get 8 to 10 guests, random guests a week. Like the neighbor will come over, or we'll have Porter. We all know Porter. Porter will drive by, see the light on. He was just here 2 days ago. You see the light on, you stop. I make you what I just roasted. It's fun because it's like you get to converse with people. Don't have to leave the house.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
They enjoy coffee. So I got the booth.
Nice. Oh, this is like
This
is
isn't.
like an old school Formica, right?
This is old school for Micah. I got it on Facebook Marketplace, as I get a lot of stuff. Uh,
I got another table if you're interested.
Oh,
That's similar to this. This era.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then so we sit here, we wait for the bus. My kid's bus stop is 100 feet away. So sit here in the morning. You can hear the birds. Listen to the birds. Watch the birds at the bird feeder. It's a great little place.
It's nice and bucolic.
Bucolic, and we're nestled in the middle of Oregon Ridge Park, which is, if you're not from around here, it's a county park. I want to say it's 1,200 acres, maybe around there.
I think you're right.
1,200 ish. So we're in the middle of a forest.
Yeah.
But having an espresso bar outdoors can have its challenges. Like a lot of times in the fall, I take it in the winter when there's freezing, but leaves and you'll see pollen. Right now it's pollen, so I have to wipe everything down at least every other day, or otherwise you're got the pollen. But I'll see raccoon prints on the espresso bar top a lot of the time.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're making themselves coffee or they're just being jerks like they are. I have no idea.
They're just being jerks. All right, excellent. Well, thanks, Matt, for letting us come down and
Absolutely.
live stream here today.
Anytime.
We've got Q&A coming in from Thailand and Mom coming from Queens that have said hello. All right, so let's move on. We're going to move over here to the bar, show you the bar. What's the design behind the bar? Was there any design behind the bar?
So this is an extra bar that I had that has kind of, it's meant to be taken apart. So like for mobile espresso catering, like this top comes off, the side, this slips in, and then it comes down with hinges. So this is like at the end of its life for catering, at least, because it's seen better days. So I just brought it here because it's a very nice bar. Got mahogany top and everything. So
yeah, it's pretty.
It sits here, and I got the neon light for
Excellent. All right. Let's go have a look at the gear. Let's go look at the gear here. We've got the MARZOCCO GS3. Why'd you go with the GS3?
So I bought this GS3 last year.
2023.
2023, yes. And they're just absolutely amazing for catering. Like these are they have a slightly more powerful heating element than the Alinea Mini, which is my main machine on a mobile espresso indoor bar. But I wanted something for like that event's just a little bit busier with more people present. So I bought this because it really never slows up. I mean, it will steam all day long. Like you could take this to a wedding of 200 people and make drinks from start to finish, and it will not slow down.
Yeah.
But I got the like custom wood panels and all wooden. This is a walnut. I like walnut. My house is walnut and all that. But it's so heavy. That's the thing.
Oh, the unit's heavy?
Yeah, for catering.
Okay.
So I rarely use it for catering, unless I really need to. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then we have the Mazzer Mini. And then now with the new X54, which you might have seen in the video on the main channel. The X54. All right. So, let's get to making espresso now. Let me just put this over here. So if you have questions about espresso, let me know. We're going to talk more about espresso and making coffee. So, like I said, there's a Mazzer Mini and X54 grinder that are here. We're going to use some coffee that I roasted a couple weeks ago, the Espresso 99 from Spro. And I'm going to do this. All right, let's put this in here.
You don't need to hold it.
The hard part is that you kind of, it's on the front, it only does the front facing, so it's kind of hard to see anyway. I appreciate that though. I'm going to put some coffee in there, put some coffee in here. And then we've got our setup here. We want to make sure that your setup is nice. I like to make sure that the setup is clean, right? So if you look, separate piping towel. And then I like to keep the portafilter locked in the group head because you're always keeping the portafilter at the same temperature, the group head, so you're not having to deal with temperature fluctuations between this being, the portafilter being too cool and then the heat of the group head. And then Matt has the nice Akai, what is this, the Pearl?
Luna.
This is the Luna?
Yeah.
Okay, the little scale here. I don't really know how to use those things.
Do you want to use it? No.
No, you can leave it there. We'll play around. We'll play.
Right.
And he's got a nice setup here with a little place for knocking your MARZOCCO GS3 is that it can maintain proper temperatures in a double boiler setup. This one is holding the steam boiler at about just over 1.5 or so, which indicates that's one of the big benefits of having a double boiler system, like for the MARZOCCO.
Check this out.
Oh yeah, the Cool Touch. This one has the Cool Touch steam one.
I love it.
Yeah, that's really nice. You can turn that on and you don't burn yourself. Like on a MARZOCCO Linea, the earlier models, I think the new ones don't have.
It's an addition
Cool
that you
Touch.
can add to it.
Okay.
That La Marzocco likes to charge, I think, $990 extra for.
For the Cool Touch wand?
$990. I think it's like $990. It's close to $1,000. It's
Okay, that's a bit crazy. That's a bit crazy. All right, so we've got our portafilter. We've got the regular portafilter with naked bottom. All right, so let's get into the brewing. One of the things about this is that we've got the grinders have been. You were pulling shots on this recently, right?
I just pulled one yesterday. Yeah.
Okay, so the nice thing about that, we're what was the coffee you were using before this?
It was the Panama that you and I tried.
Oh, that Panama,
I think
okay.
it's going stale, so it's not the best.
Okay, that's all right. And so that's the thing. One of the things that when there's a different coffee, so there's going to be some variances between when you switch coffees as far as density and moisture content and all that. So, but it should be fairly, presuming that the shots were good with the other coffee, you should be fairly close, so you don't necessarily have to make tremendous adjustments to your Can we see this? Can I see this? What can we see here? Sorry, I have to figure out how to angle it because I'm using the phone today. So, okay, we're going to drop this on. We're going to get our portafilter a little bit dirty. You want to make sure that it's nice and clean before you start. And what we're doing is we're just going to pull a shot and see where we are.
And you're on the...
Now, the one thing about the X54, it's really a great home grinder. Like what we've used so far, it has good grind quality, slight clumpiness, but as you can see, we're at 15 seconds. So it's a slow grinder. Like you're not going to be fast. However, the price point was like $500 or something like that. Or
I got it for the SCA special where it was 4 and change. 4.
Yeah, so yeah, right around that point. Yeah. So this is a really great price point, and as you can see here, it's got some pilling going on.
Not You're also on the finest setting.
We're almost and with the other, when we're doing this the other day, we are almost pretty much as fine as this grinder will go. So let's see what happens. Let's do some distribution here. And where's the tamper? I'm gonna tamp this sucker. I brought one with me.
Oh, you brought one.
I brought one because I like to. No. Well, I mean,
I still haven't brought it.
Not that it sucks. It's just that it's not.
It's the one that
what
Flair
I like.
gave
This
me.
is the one that he has. The one from Flair.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kind of sucks.
Well, I gave my good one to a friend who was up here, and then I haven't gone back to my shop.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just, but when you used it, I don't know why. Like,
it's a small.
Why Flair made this instead of something bigger? I don't understand. I don't understand.
Don't get
like, you just don't get like the oomph. You don't get the push, the compaction. I don't get it.
You fancy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
this is my personal tamper from Spro, and we started the Hamden shop back in 2009. This is a curly Bubinga with Delrin insert and laser and enamel with the C plus concave or convex. So the idea behind this one is that it pushes the puck out a little bit so that it hopefully will, the idea with this is it hopefully will get you, it will compensate for your inadequacies in the distribution, right? That's the idea. So it pushes it out to the edge to help encourage the sealing of the edges so you don't get channeling, right?
So you could tamp crooked. You could be a crooked tamper.
Well, you shouldn't. I mean,
but it will.
Well, no, you could do poor distribution. Ideally, you could do poor distribution.
Yeah.
And so this will help push it to the sides, so that it helps to seal.
Is that why they're shaped like that?
I mean, that's the theory behind it. Like, as you can see, it's really in good shape. So I've really never used this one. I just had it in a box, and I was like, I bet I could bring something with me. And so there's a slight concave cavity to this. We'll have to shake it out just a little bit.
Ones Law Marzocco sends you with their machines are like that, and I'm like, why did they do this? It's so silly. But now that makes sense.
Oh, you mean this?
The concave.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they more like metal now?
They're metal. They're they're solid metal. Yeah.
Years ago, when I started buying lawnmowers, they used to ship these plastic. I still have one. I'll show it to you guys one day. Just kind of cheap, but they were full size like this, just plastic and whatnot. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here. Should we scale it? We should probably scale it.
You want to scale it? So the mode that I use is that. So what's going to happen with this mode is when you pull the shot, it's going to tear itself. I'll wait. Put the shot in.
Right.
And you put the portafilter in, and then you put your cup on the scale. The scale will auto tear itself. And then once it senses the weight of the shot, it starts a countdown timer, and then it weighs it. And then once it stops, so when you take the cup off, it will then give you flow rate. So it'll divide the time by the grams and give you flow rate per second. So then you can kind of see, like, for me, the God shot, as they call it, 1.5 grams per second. I don't know why. That tastes good to me.
Okay. All right, let's try it. So I'll just put this in here. And one thing that I like to do is I like to, and I train our baristas to do this. Once you lock it in, you want to brew right away. Okay, so it's the time. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yep.
There's tearing
Oh, that's
itself.
a pretty nice shot already.
You sound surprised. All right, let's see. How's it looking? Oh, there's a little bit of.
I just saw it move.
I think we're done.
You're done.
I think we're done. All right, so 30, 19.
19 seconds at 30 grams.
30 grams.
So your flow is 1.7.
Let's look here. Oh, at 1 point. Oh, it shows it when you take it off.
Yes.
Oh, I see. 1.7. So perhaps not the God shot that you're used to.
That could be for your coffee. I don't know.
I will not say anything to influence your thoughts. What do you think?
I think it tastes a little bit bitter, not sweet.
A little bit bitter. Yeah,
A little bit bitter.
I would agree with that.
Maybe just a teeny bit over extracted.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel there's some grapiness to it, but I don't know if I don't think I like it.
It tastes some lemon.
Lemon? Yeah, I can totally see that. All right, let's see what happens here with the puck.
Like lemon peel.
How does this look? Can we see this? So you can see nice impaction of the screen, which is good. A little bit soft.
So I would
Oh,
say,
that's actually pretty good. Look at that. There we go. The portafilter is clean,
oh yeah.
which means that we've stopped
No
we stopped
wolves.
the brew at the right point to get full extraction. So that's good. That's a positive thing. And then the puck itself looks, I mean, it's pretty dry. It's a little bit crumbly, but not bad. Not bad. All right. So let's do this again. What we're gonna do this time is we're going to be a little bit more. We're gonna pay a little bit closer attention now to the weight of the coffee that we're putting in. We did 15 seconds of grinding on the last one. We'll probably do the same and measure out. So this weighs.
Yeah, you have to switch modes because.
Oh, wait, to switch modes? All right,
Yeah,
let's switch modes.
This is my biggest.
I should probably take it off of this, so it's like
Um,
more stable.
Actually, let me go get you a
Oh,
scale. Just for
another
that.
scale. All right, excellent.
Well,
Excellent.
that one's such a pain.
More scales.
That's my biggest complaint about it.
Yeah, they're kind of a painful thing. All these modes make it, to me, is like just confusing. That's why I don't use fancy scales like this. I tend to use more basic scientific scales. Because all I want to do is just tell me give me the reading. That's all I want to know.
Yeah. So remember when we went to the?
Oh, now we have fellow scales. Gosh, you got so
SCA
much fancy
conference.
gear here. God, man.
You can take modes off of this, but I forget what the guy told me. Do you remember him showing me?
Well, that's why we have a video.
Yeah. Because there are so many modes on this that when you want to switch back and forth, it's so
Confusing.
like there's 7 different weighing modes on this.
All right, so, this is milliliters.
Oh, sorry. Grams.
Yeah, gram perfect. Okay, so we've got our fellow scale. We've got 0 grams. So let's grind out. We're going to do this 15-second grind again, just for consistency from the last time. We just want to see how much coffee is this really dispensing. I'm tilting the portafilter a little bit so that the coffee kind of falls. Oh, man, that's kind of falling down. Okay, we're going to stop here. 14.2. Let's see how much coffee that has put in the portafilter. Oh, 21.4. Excellent. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Whoops. Well, there goes that 0.4.
There goes the 0.4. Yep.
All right, let's do that. Let's go over here so you can see it a little bit better. And I'm just going to press down a little bit on it. Now, yesterday I was mentioning something about the ergonomics, right? So you can see that I'm holding the flat bottom, this open bottom portafilter, but I'm holding it up at an angle. However, if you look at the ergonomics that I'm using, I'm still holding the portafilter and with an angle, with a 90-degree angle. So no matter how much I may turn, I'll still keep the same geometry of the arms. All right, so there's our puck, all ready to go. Right. All right, now let's go to our shot pulling. We need our scale again. All right, so here's something that I don't. The problem for me with scales is like I like to flush, but it gets. I don't. Like, it gets dirty. Everything gets dirty. I'm not a dirty guy.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that. Lock and load. Yeah, I have to put that down. So 5 seconds. 8 seconds, it's just starting to come out. Maybe it's a little bit too fine on the grind, perhaps, but we're gonna see how the total shot goes. Michael, good morning. How are things in Houston? Yeah, this one's really slow. Like this is coming out super thick and syrupy. We're probably gonna have to go a little bit coarser on the grind for the next shot to see. Yeah, it's way too tight. Like we're at 33. Has it stopped counting?
The machine will shut off at like 45 seconds. There you go. 50 seconds.
What in the?
It's a pre-programmed lawnmower thing where I think they're
I
like,
don't like that. I don't like that.
hey, you screwed up so much, buddy. We're shutting it off. I think
See, I don't like too much hand holding. I like to.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we've got our shot. It looks super thick and syrupy, right? Very ristretto. But look at the color. I think the color is very nice, right? The color of the crema, zebra striping, nice reddish dark brown crema. I like that. That's ideal for, at least from a color perspective. However, what are your thoughts on that? Sweeter, definitely very sweet. Like
That's like
very sweet.
It's like sugary, yeah.
Yeah, very sugary, sweet, very thick, very syrupy.
Almost like molasses.
Actually, it's man, that there's a lingering, like the aftertaste is gonna linger. Let's just.
It's in the back of my tongue. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's really great.
Yeah,
If it was longer, shorter time, longer pull, it would be probably better. All right, we're going to try and see what happens now. Oh, Braxton's with us. What's going on, Braxton? Watching from Yakima, Washington. What's going on, man? Good to see you guys. We got everybody all over. So here we can see some problems that we would figure out. Look at this. Hopefully you can see it, but you can see it's kind of dark and light. So we're not. So this is showing that it's really tight. We're not getting full penetration of the water through the. And you can see very.
The oils. It's gonna be slappy.
Yeah, so we're definitely under extracted because of the time and the way that we've had our pull. That's why we're seeing some of these oils here. And you can see it a little crumbly because it just hasn't been saturated enough. All right, so let's get rid of that. We're going to go again. This time we're going to go pretty much the same thing as far as we're going to try for the same weight. It's a little bit messy right now because we've got we're just getting rolling. So there's always I always find to be a little bit more messy when you're just trying to get everything together than when you're actually rolling in service. Once you've got everything set up, you're pretty much it's a lot easier to keep everything tidier. All right, let's get rid of this. How much water does this hold?
It has an internal reservoir that you can install, which is not installed currently.
Oh, this is pumped in. This is pumped in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
So 7 gallons if this is full, which
Okay.
it is, yeah.
I always like I'm so used to a plum situation mostly, so it's like, where I don't have to think about, okay, I got to worry about running out of water. All right, so here we go. Braxton's asking, what are you brewing from today? We're using the La Marzocco GS3, which is, if you're familiar with this, this is a machine that came out GS2, and the GS2 came out in the 1970s. It's got this really sleek looking design. And the GS2 was the predecessor to the La Marzocco Linea. And they came in 2, 3, and I think even 4 group models. But there were much more like antiquated systems. Like there were still double boiler there were still double boiler machines. Some of them had paddle groups, mechanical paddles. And in the early 2000s, there was a resurgence of interest in them amongst the coffee people. And so La Marzocco decided to make this model, the GS3, which is based on the GS2, with a lot more of them, the then modern internals and technology. And even today, I think they've been upgrading because they now have, you can use, it's electronic, they've got applications, you can manipulate things with it. I don't really know because I don't pay attention to apps for coffee. But it's been a great machine. Now, it's something they've only made as a single group. I've always asked them to like, hey, would you guys consider making this into a proper professional machine, right? Like with because a 3-group GS3 is awesome. Like you're just like, I'm the badass of coffee. But they have shied away from that in favor of things like, of course, the Strata, and at the time they were really focused on, what was it? What was one? The one that I blew up. No. This is before the Mod Bar.
Oh, the PB, is it?
No, before the PB. The one right after the Linea. The monolithic. It's a very monolithic looking one. It's basically the FB80, but without the FB body. I can't remember what the name is. Anyway, one of you guys will know that. So we're using this GS3, which is a great machine. If it is on the home market, it is a very pricey machine. So if you have the means, I do recommend. But in the scheme of things, what are these now? These are what, 4,000?
These machines?
Yeah.
So if you get like the base model, maybe around 7. But then they get you on adding the stuff. Like I said, have $1,000 for the steam mod. So,
$7,000?
I'm pulling up La Marzocco home now. I forget. Since I bought it for business, I wasn't really like.
No, this is totally wrong. I have no idea what we're using here. Okay, let's go back in. Let's go back and tear this out. It's tearing it out. We're going to tear it out. Okay, there we go. Whoa, why is it drifting? Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's because it's on that. Okay, good.
So the base model for GS3 is 75 now.
Oh, wow, really? 75?
And then, of course, they get you for anything you want to do.
Of course. All right, so we're going to go here. We're going to do another 14 grams or 14-second grind and see where that puts us. So a little bit heavy there, 13.9. $21.9. I guess we could scoop some out. Let's scoop some out. Because that looks pretty heavy. Oh, now it's 19.9. Okay, that's too little. All right, 21.4. We'll try that. See how that does. So we've got our mound here. Of course, when I dug this out, really you don't want to go down with any kind of force to compact it. And then I just use my finger to distribute the coffee. My target typically with my coffee is 21 grams. And you can see the grind itself is a little bit lighter than normally for my roast. It's a little bit on the lighter side. But, there it is. So distribution around, I like to give a little mound here. That way the idea is that when you have a little bit of a mound on top in the center, when you tamp down on it, especially if you're using one of these convex tempers, it helps to push the coffee to the edges and hopefully remove or reduce the chances of you having channeling along the sides. Again, we're just pushing this down. We're going to check to see how the level is. And usually, like I said yesterday, I'll just use my fingers on opposing sides just to feel my way around. And if everything feels level, we're pretty much level. And then you just go back, finish your temp, give it a little twist to polish it. And then there was a little bit of residue, so just give it a little flick to get rid of that. Sometimes there's on the wings. And let's rinse that out, flush that, get our cup ready, and then it's time to brew. Add the cup, and there we go, we're off. Oh, we didn't make any changes. All right, we should get the same results. Okay, we need to make changes. Let's just see what happens. You said 50 seconds it stops?
I think so. In the app, it's just whatever is preset.
There is a bit of offset, like here 22, 23,
Yeah.
21, so there's, whatever. Yeah, this is definitely going to give us probably the same results as last time. I forgot to make a change to the grind. Just got to remember to do that now.
So yeah, the app, this is whatever they had preset.
The app. Oh, you gotta get it all together.
Ah,
Okay, we're at 40 seconds. Oh, now we're starting to get a little bit of streaming going on, and the machine stops on. Its machine just. I would let it, honestly, I would just let it run until it was done, because now we're gonna have under extraction. We can have over extraction, but as you can see, let's look at our flecking. Like you can see the flecking, right? Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. It's harder for me to use this to get like detail because I can't always see what I'm showing you as well. But there's some nice flecking in there, interesting. Thick, syrupy, sweet, juicy, a little bit of brightness. What do you think?
tastes the same as last.
It does, it does. Okay, we're getting good consistency at least. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's like a maple syrup and
Oh yeah, yeah.
viscosity.
All right, so similar results as last time. Of course, we should expect that. In some respects, that's a good thing because it shows that we are being consistent in what we're doing. We just need to make a change so we get better results. Again, we've got more residual action going on there. All right, let's now get ready again. We're going to make some changes. So we are pretty much at the finest setting on the Mahlkonig. So we're just going to rotate it a little bit coarser, just a little bit. I do it mostly by feel. I don't really know, but I know that we're kind of close. We don't want to get too far off. So now that we've got that, we're going to do a little bit of purging. Now, since this is my own coffee and I've got quite a bit of it, I can be a little bit cavalier in the amount that I'm using, but you probably want to be more frugal with how much you're going to burn through it. All right, so let's clean this off. Again, we want to start off with a nice clean portafilter. Did I clean that correctly? All right, good, I did. So nice and clean portafilter. We're going to go here again. We're going to do roughly 13 seconds or so. And I'm just going to move the portafilter around and make sure that coffee kind of settles in and gets some distribution going on. Oh gosh, man, we're already at 11:3. But I think it's grinding more faster as we go.
Oh, like the burrs are heating
Oh, and
up, maybe?
I didn't remember to tear the scale again. What is wrong with me, man? Are we still okay? 490. Let's see how that is.
Yeah, it'll be the same. I mean, it's a...
Okay, so we're 19.7 grams. So 19.7. We're going to get a little bit more coffee now. We're going to open for a little more coffee.
Yeah, a lot of times in catering,
21.4, good.
that'll happen to my grinders. Like, you'll get them set perfect, and then you'll grind, and then it goes like
Oh,
make
yeah,
it
yeah.
quicker.
What I really need to do is figure out how to get how much grind. Well, once we get this set, then we'll know how much to grind from the Mahlkonig, more or less, to get the same result. All right, so we got the 21.4, and Bald Heads with us. What's going on, Craig? How are you, man? How are things at Ottawa? So here's our mound. Pretty heavy, and what I like to do is I find that every time you grind, the mound is going to be slightly different. And so the approach that I will use for distribution will actually change on a shot-by-shot basis. I'm going to show you a little bit more what I'm talking about here by tilting the camera down. And so here, you can see there's a big of a mound. So I'm going to actually start by pushing it this way to help gain some coverage. And I didn't really push it far, just enough to fill that in. I'm going to come back, and then I'm going to go across and here and here. I've already got 21.4, so this is pretty much all the coffee that I want. I want to use as pretty much all of it. So I'll leave this mound here. And then, again, I'm going to drop this on top and just kind of feel. Is it even and level? Once I feel that it's even level, and sometimes I'll use it, maybe these 4 fingers together, depending on what I'm doing, or at least 3 of them like this, and just feel, and then come pick it up, proper grip, tamp, twist, flick off the excess, wipe the wands, scale is back on. Oh, we gotta flush. Flush first. Always flush to make sure that the water runs clean so that it looks nice. All right, let me get this out of the way here, get closer to you. Let's get closer. We flushed, scale, portafilter. Come on, baby. Lock it in. Brew. You have about 5 seconds in order to get your cup on here.
That's very nice.
Oh yeah, that's coming out nicely. Of course, it's not recording the time now, but
That one
the
does.
machine says 17, 18, 19 seconds. Okay, it's a little bit of wavering there, so let's stop there and see what happens. Okay, that's now timing. This is why I don't like to have mechanical stuff.
It can be too much.
Too much. It's too
Yeah.
much. All right, so let's look here. We got some bubbly. Oh, looks interesting. I like to always tap out all the bubbles, especially I'm serving to guests. What do you think?
Very sweet. And I'm getting like a slight bitter coming through.
Slight bitter. Also, to me, a little bit bright. Mm-hmm. I miss the syrupiness from the other shot.
That it's very good.
All right, so I would say that's pretty close to what if we were in the cafe environment. This is pretty much what I would be serving, as I would be serving it. So I would be pretty much there. And as you can see, now I mean we are running now what 40 minutes on our live stream, but the amount of time we've actually, like, we're doing a lot of talking. We did a bit of talking earlier before we started playing shots. So there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. But if you were doing this in a professional environment, like, it would only take
3 minutes.
maybe 10, maybe 10, maybe
You think
10?
10?
Because we did have to make adjustments to the mix. We're changing coffees, right? But we're changing we went from the other coffee that was in the grinder, changed into a new one. So that's going to take a little more time. But if you're, like, in my normal shop environment, if we're coming in at the beginning of the day, starting the day, we're using the same coffees we've been using for the entire existence of the cafe. It only takes a couple shots to really bring it back into position. And so, like, I don't know why these cats are all like, I gotta spend 15 minutes to do all these shots. I'm like, what are you doing, man? You're wasting coffee. You're wasting coffee. You're wasting time.
Try doing it on the road when you got a line of people waiting.
Exactly. But this is essentially what we do to dial in, and it's just really. And here's the thing: so, like, you remember the last couple of days we've been making the Torque Espresso, and the Torque Espresso is very good, but it's a very different coffee, and so it produces an espresso that's very bright and a little bit lighter than other coffees, and the roast profile is a little bit lighter. And so even though the coffee set on the bag, the description from Nanelle, it says that it's supposed to be like dark chocolate cake or chocolate cake, and it's supposed to be other chocolatey tones that I would like, that I would say would be more present in these, in like the Spro blend. It's not necessarily present in that, and so it's really about finding a coffee that you like with features that you enjoy, and just learning how to exploit that. And there's people that will talk about like, oh, I can make some changes and I can change the way the coffee will perform. And you know what? I think that's a waste of time. Find a coffee that's designed to be the way you want it to be, and just enjoy it. There's not too much more to it than that. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. But all right. So we're going to pursue more espresso. Well, how about we? So I'm going to say we're going to do one more shot because I think that we're pretty much dialed in. Oh, let's look at our puck. We got a little bit of that same dry coloration here. Let's look at the. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice, relatively nice and clean. So we know that we've stopped the puck at the right point, the brew at the right point, because there's a little bit of residual. So maybe slight over extraction. Puck is nice and dry and solid and not crumbly. Like I can shake it around and it's not falling apart. So that's a positive thing. We can toss it into the little. I did break there, but that's going to happen. All right, so let's do. We did 11.3. Okay, so let's do that. What we're going to do now, we're going to do one more thing before we, as for the last shot, we said, I think it was 11, was it 11.3 was the grind time? Is that right? Matt, do you recall?
Yes.
All right, so here we are.
And that scale, I like that about that scale, is it will stay on and tailored. You want milliliters or grams?
Why is it in milliliters?
Oh, you must have switched it. So
it's a twist. Gotcha.
I do love this.
I mean, milliliters, it's water, so essentially it's the same. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're going to go here. We're going to go back to 11.3. Actually, I think it was a little bit longer. Maybe we'll go to 12. Let's see what we got as far as weight. Ooh, a little bit light, 20.5. Let's go a little bit longer. Let's go to 12 point. I'm going to add a little bit longer. That should give us 21. 21.4. Okay, good. So we 12.3. Let's go to. We're going to say 12.5 is going to be our target time. Again, you can see the mounting. We're just going to go this way, push it over, back and forth, back to life, back to reality. And I don't really do a lot of this. Like there's the stock flask. Oops, I'm just damaging it now, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to go and do real simple stuff. Don't need to go crazy. Ooh. Clean again. Flush. Okay, let's try to do this correctly. We're going to use the Lavazza cup because we love.
Oh, you don't want the Vespa cup.
Oh, it's clean. Okay, sorry, I didn't realize it was clean.
Yeah, cleaned it.
Oh, thank you. Very kind. Okay, so we need to put this here. We need to lock and load. Is it starting? Starting. All right, it's starting.
Ooh, that's very nice.
All right, so we got it. Ooh, that does look pretty good.
Very, very, very.
So why does it stop timing?
Because if it goes like a millisecond where no liquid is touching it, it auto sets it.
This thing sucks.
It does suck, kind of.
For $300, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right, so we're 35,
it's more
36
annoying
seconds.
than anything. Out, like.
God, man, that is annoying. That's so.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at the crema. Look at that. And you know, as a barista, when you're working professionally, this is really all you can do. Is like you can look at the shot, and you have to determine. Okay, I can't. If I'm serving this to a guest, I can't taste it.
Oh, you don't taste your drinks before you give it to them?
Well, sometimes we do, but
I like
if they're not looking,
I like to
then,
stick my 2 fingers in it. So
Oh yeah.
and then, like, I'll take a sip.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice.
oh,
I
here
like
you go.
that.
Oh, that's delicious.
Is that good? All right, let's see.
That got brighter. What'd you do?
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, I did get a little bit bright. A little bit more orange peel.
Yeah.
All right.
Like there's like a citrus. Yeah, like you said, like a bitter, almost like orangey.
Yeah. All right.
I like it.
Let's look at our puck here. Again, still on the dry side. Right? Interesting. Oh, that one's coming. Oh, that one is nice. That came apart. Oh yeah, that was probably too long. That was too long. That was too long. We could be better. That's probably why. Oh, that's why we got that orangey and that brightness. Too long.
Too long.
Yeah, because when you pull your shot too long, you get over extraction, which gives you more brighter tones. I actually don't like the brighter tones.
So if you were just talking about brew the coffee, choose a coffee that you like for taste.
Right. Right.
Is it there? There are the baseline standards of pulling a shot, right? They say.
Sure.
But if you like the taste of coffee pulled at 40 seconds, which people would be like, "Whoa," you do it, right?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So, I think that it's one of those things where here's what I do. So when I'm pulling espresso, right, really, while we're using all these scales at the moment, in a normal environment, I may check the scales, like the weight of the coffee into the portafilter. I'll make sure that's tight. But in an actual operation, I don't follow any of that. Basically, we want to train ourselves. Like, I'll train our baristas to the point where they can consistently grind on a manual grinder 21 grams and dose 21 grams consistently. And so you got these forms where the baristas are meant to practice. So we give them coffee, we give them a grinder, we give them portafilter, we give them a scale, and they grind, and they dose, and they distribute, and they weigh. And they do that quite literally probably 100 times or so. And then they go for the test where it's 10 shots. They must dose and distribute, and I mean finished, like the finished polished puck in the portafilter must be 21 grams. Now, we don't have the resolution on our scales that these have, and I think that would just be crazy. It's like 21. If it's 21.2, 21.4, 21.7, it doesn't matter. It's 21, right? We're not pedantic in that respect. But if they can do 10 times 21 grams, they pass.
That's pretty good.
They pass. So they then can move on to the next step of training.
Yeah.
But until they reach that point, they can't. And so
I like that.
Yeah, but what the thing is that we're trying to build muscle memory and consistency into the barista trainees so that when we release them into the world, they can be ready to go.
Well, because if they can't do the most simplest thing of pulling their correct weight, then the whole other process is gone.
Right. And the thing is, I think weight is important for the dosing, I think. And yeah, and it's one of those things, if you sat here and weighed every shot out, I mean, you're just taking, and you're trying to put out 100 cups an hour, I mean, that just takes too long. People don't want to wait, and we don't, and even though we want people to respect what we do and have, whatever, well, God knows. Like, if it takes you 4 minutes to make a drink and there's 10 people in line, does that guy in the back wait 40 minutes? That's unacceptable. I think that's unacceptable.
And
anyway.
equipment will make up for that too. So
I mean, yeah, but I'm saying that even if with your equipment, and
Yeah.
if the barista's slow and focusing too much on, what may not necessarily be essential, then it's like, well, what do you,
And 99% of people won't know the difference of that shot compared to that other shot when you
Well,
get a
yes,
shake, you
yes,
know what I
that's
mean?
true. That's true. Then 99% of people won't necessarily know, but that also, in my mind, that's not an excuse for us to commit shortcuts, right?
Correct.
So, like, for example, even though I know that most of our guests don't understand coffee, they don't have a great appreciation for coffee, they don't have the depth of appreciation for coffee. I believe that as time goes by and they come to Spro and they try our coffee, they experience the coffee, they experience the experience itself. Over time, they learn subconsciously that there's a better coffee out there. And so their taste slowly progress to the point that they're like, okay, I don't really like the coffee I used to like before, I don't really like anymore because now I have this. So to me, it's like we've always taken the approach of gentle education. Like we're not like, especially early on in the third wave, people were like, the baristas want to talk to you for like half an hour about the coffee, and people are just like, well, what do you do? Can I get a coffee? Please, can I just have my coffee with cream and sugar? Well, we don't want to do that. But so this way, I think the people can learn about coffee slowly and over time. And then when they're ready, right? To me, it's always like when people are ready for more truth, they'll ask you about it, right? So we always try to keep our baristas very well informed so that anytime a guest would come in, they reach that point and they're like, hey, can you tell me more about this coffee? We can tell you about that coffee. But until you ask, we're not going to like force feed it to you, right? I think to me, that's an important aspect of it. Cuny says, I remember when I went to Cafe de Bola, John make a shot to educate the espresso, to evaluate the espresso before he made another instrument. Oh, that's good. And I think that's, in that case, especially in John's case, right? Like when you're at Cafe de Bola, you're spending a significant amount of money for a double shot of espresso. So, and he knows that. He knows that very well. So he wants to make sure that the espresso that he's producing for you is as good as it possibly can be. Now, if you're talking about a workaday barista running a big line at a busy cafe, they're not going to be able to do that all the time, right? But, you're buying like a latte or something, and the reality is that you can make a little more error in a latte, an espresso for a latte, than you can for a straight shot. And I think that every barista would be knowledgeable of that reality. All right, so let's have a look at milk now that we're here. I did bring some milk because Matt is a oat milk guy. Today I brought the milk from home. This is a place called Homestead Creamery. This is their full cream line milk, which means that there's a little bit of like the milky creaminess in here.
There are latte glasses in here.
Oh, awesome. So what does this mean? So the cream line, if you're not familiar, is basically the milk, about 3.5 to 4% milk fat, which is the typical for whole milk in the United States. It is cream line because it's unhomogenized. So what happens with milk when they're processing the milk, they'll run it through homogenization machine. Basically, there are these machines that have these screens and they're forcing them with pressure through the screens to emulsify the fat into the liquid milk, so it doesn't fall out. Because Americans got to the point where, if they see clumpy matter in your milk, they're going to be a little bit freaked out. But I kind of like clumpy matter. So let's get our milk together. I'm going to pour a little bit of milk in here. And once you shake the milk, right, it's indistinguishable from regular milk. But there's going to be a little bit more of a better mouthfeel, a little more sweetness with like fresh milk. This place, Homestead Creamery, makes their milk from Jersey cows. So a bit better, higher fat content. Again, this is a place that does grass-fed, and it's pricey, right? I guess it's pricey.
That's A2.
Huh?
Did you know about A2?
A2?
It's like a different breed of cow that. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's not Jersey? Or is that a breed? Oh, that is a breed of Jersey, A2.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, A2, gotcha. I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong.
And that's what.
Oh.
Yeah, so A2 is a different breed of, I want to say, genetics of the cow.
Okay.
That produces milk. They say it's like better for lactose intolerant people because I think it's missing something.
Oh, really?
That's yeah. I'm not 100. Don't quote me on it, but I'm not.
Okay.
It's something like that.
Does that mean you want to try it then?
Yeah, I'll try it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. You're not gonna get too. You're not get too bloated.
I'll just fart a bunch. That's fine.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. All right, so we're gonna make a. This is your cappuccino cup, is that correct?
You can use any of them, whatever you want to.
All right, let's try this one. The Bodum double wall glass. So we're gonna make our normal shot here. This time now we're gonna delete all of the trappings, meaning all of our scales. We're gonna delete that. We're now gonna go 12.5 seconds on the grinder. If you're thinking about this X54, I gotta say they're pretty nice. Oop, 12.6, that's good.
Yeah, for a home grinder, they're great.
Yeah, yeah, this is beyond the video that we did. This is the most that I've actually used one. It seems like there's less coffee in this particular grind than there was the last one, but we'll just go with it because that's what we do. Again, there's the puck all finished. I like to hold the cup up to the spout just to make sure that I see it and let it fall. Oh, look at that. That looks pretty nice and
It's
brown.
flowing faster than your last one, but I think
It
you
is.
put less coffee in.
I think there was less coffee
There,
dispensed.
there,
Now we're stopping. We're going to stop right there. Because it started to waver a little bit. So that was 18 seconds according to the machine.
I think that's just, yeah, that's nice though.
It looks pretty good. You can kind of see this little speck there in the center that looks a little bit lighter. You see that little dot there in the center?
I do.
That's the blonding that tells me that it's time to stop. And then now let's get our... Can I do this? And we're going to drop this down. I'm trying to stretch it out, but I was like a little bit slow on that because I'm thinking about how to hold it. But now you want to be careful because now it's getting hot. And if you don't have a way to release it, then not too bad. Not too bad.
Silky milkies, as they say.
Not bad for a guy that has done this in like maybe a year. So we got a little bit of a bubble here. So let's tap that bubble out. And then let's see if we can pour something of worth. I like to tilt it. And go around. And then now try to pour more to get a little bit of something out of it. A little small. As an operator barista, I've never been big on latte art, like learning all the patterns. What I'm really interested in baristas knowing is maybe how to make a basic heart, but also make sure that this nice and smooth texture of the milk. Like I want it to be nice, velvety, silky, smooth. And that's what we're seeing here. Nice texture, really pretty. Not the fanciest of latte art, but, and hopefully something that's nice and creamy. And you can see here the nice separation between the two. We've got a good amount of milk foam on the top. You can see the line. And that's kind of close to cappuccino, maybe a little bit light on the foam, the milk foam for cappuccino. You want to taste?
Oh, that milk's good.
Nice and sweet, huh?
Yeah.
That is nice and creamy.
Was this whole milk?
Oh yeah, whole cream line.
Oh, this is like.
This is the full deal, the full deal.
Yeah.
You can have that one if you want. If it doesn't make you too bloated.
It's good.
All right.
Yeah.
Taste that. Let me taste one more taste. Now, honestly, I think it's to me, you can taste kind of the brightness of the coffee. In that it's like I would like the coffee, the espresso, to be a little more pronounced. A little bit more heavy. All right, so one more time. We're gonna go one more time.
Let me pick it's just...
You can have that. We'll make another one. So now it's about resetting. Now, typically, in a even though that we did this kind of step by step in a commercial environment, I would be doing all of this at once, right? Like as the shot is pulling, I'll be steaming the milk so that it is all coming together in a timely manner, right? It's always about, in a shop environment, it's always about timely matters. Whereas in a home environment, you don't necessarily have to worry so much about that, which is a real nice luxury of making coffee at home. So this time we'll try to do a little bit closer to how we would do it commercially. So, oh, that's the wrong towel. That's why you'd put towels in a certain place all the time so you don't mix them up. All right, let's go with it. So we did 12 and a half last time. We're going to go to 13 because maybe I should just look at it visually. Like right there is good. Yeah, that's good. So again, push this up here. So what I'll do is like when I'm in a commercial environment, I'll get it all together, get everything set up so that the milk is ready. And I'll take the portafilter. If I'm not ready to pull, I'll put the portafilter on the table, and that will be good. Oh, we don't have any more of those glasses. We'll use this one. This is a little bit more of a piccolo latte glass. Or maybe closer to, I don't know, just a different shape. We'll heat that up just a little bit. All right, now we're gonna go all the way with it. So flush, rock and roll. Now that that's rolling, then we just start here. And the key is to watch both, right? You want to watch both to see when do I need to stop the shot. Okay, this is getting warm enough so we can stop this here. And then this, we're going to stop now. Oh, 29 seconds. There's our milk foam. And then we've got some nice shot here. You can see a little dot there in the center. We're right at the edge of that. So knock those bubbles out so everything's nice and flat. Swirl the milk around so it's nice and combined. Come on. Oop, not getting enough pour. All right, I should have tilted the pitcher a little bit more to get more of the milk foam out. So we're not getting any nice design. There's kind of ugly. It looks like a ugly apple or something like that. Oh, how's that look? Not too bad. Progressively worse.
Is it?
It seems brighter to me. Mm-hmm. Brighter. Worse than the other one.
Definite.
Oh, yeah. All right.
The milk is almost like, I think the milk almost tastes like buttermilky. I mean, it's probably the cream line, right?
Yeah, I don't like that one. This is way better. This is sweeter, better balanced. This is like...
What happened? Mm-hmm.
I think it's the shot.
Yeah, that one.
All right, failure all around. Failure all around. Coffee's an elusive subject. All right, well, should have stopped. Should have stopped. Let's do one. Well, we'll do one more round. This time, maybe we won't go as tight. So we're stopping the shot at the right point. Like that. Look at that. That's
You know what
that's
I
good
think?
position.
Could it be the oils on the bottom?
No, I mean like that.
Like from the previous, like...
No, I mean I'm rinsing it pretty
you're
well.
rinsing-
So
oh,
I do rinse both sides like
Oh, yeah.
like that. So especially on a naked portafilter. So I don't think that's the case. I think it's just the shot itself. Like
Well,
you can, because you can see, and here's the thing. So like if you look at these two, right, you can see the color difference, right? Like look at that. You can see a color difference between the two. This is deeper than this one.
You know what it could be?
So it's showing. This is actually showing the espresso more than that.
It started picking up rain again, and this is something you deal with
Oh yeah, that could be.
having an outdoor setup. Your grind changes minute by minute.
That could be. That very well could be. And you know, it could be because we did notice that with one of the shots we did earlier had 11.3 seconds or 11.5, and that was the right amount. And then when we did that the next time, it was less. So that could definitely be part of it, I would say. I would definitely agree with you on that. And also we're using two different size vessels, which gives us two different types of results. Let me see. Oh, here's one that's the same. Oops, sorry guys about that little knock on the microphone. By the way, speaking of microphone, how is the sound for today's live stream? You guys are, if you're still watching, if anybody's still out there, probably not. I'm using the one of the wireless mics that I have here. That is, I finally got it to work on the phone, which I haven't been able to do for the last couple months, and I finally figured out how to make that work. All right, there we go. We got that there. Okay, so let's go back one more time. We got the milk all ready to go, right? Milk's ready. Come back here. Let's see how much coffee it's going to take for us to fill up the portafilter. 12.5 now. Okay, 12.5. Again, we see that there is a little bit less coffee here, so I'm going to push it this way, then come back. And then now, oh, sound is good. Okay, thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. Okay, now we're ready to go. We've got our mug here. Flush, pull. Put that under there. We're going to go a little bit slower then. Oh, that's a little bit fast. Yeah, totally. The grind looks like it is changing pretty heavily.
Well, it's like raining significantly harder now.
Oh, is it? Okay. Okay, that's good volume. And I'm 18, 19 seconds. I'm going to stop it there because I feel like we need to stop it. And then let's see if I can get this to show you a little bit more of the grinding, the steaming of the milk. Maybe that'll be a better angle. Okay. So flush the group head, flush the steam wand. And I like to stick it all the way down, right? And I think of milk steaming as quadrants, right? Quadrants. I like the lower left quadrant where I start, and then what I'm looking to do is swirl the coffee in a clockwise direction. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to stick it all the way down, start the swirl, and then drop it, ride the edge of the water surface, the milk surface, so that it injects air, creating the foam. And I'm only going to do that till about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. And how you know about 100 degrees Fahrenheit is if you're holding the pitcher. And I like to hold the pitcher. How do I like to hold the pitcher? I like to hold the pitcher like this, right? So this is a little bit different pitcher than I'm normally using, but I'll hold the pitcher. Good Lord, what's going on there? Wow, this thing has a hell of a suction on this.
It's a beast.
Yeah, but like that's not normal. That should not be normal for that to suck in so much milk.
Does seem like a lot of milk.
That doesn't happen on my Linea. That's weird. Okay, now, like I'm saying, so how you hold the pitcher in a way that you don't have anything, like I'll hold the pitcher and, this is how I'll hold it. I'll hold it like this, right? And I'll have a pinky here and the pinky's not supporting it. The pinky's just riding on it, right? So I'm actually holding it like that. And the pinky is a part of my reference point. And I also have my other hand here to act as more control, but also to feel. And what I'm doing is I'm feeling the temperature of the pitcher. And when you reach 100 degrees, you know it's 100 degrees because it starts to get warm. Like right now, it's probably like 40 degrees and it's pretty cold. But once it starts to get warm, once I start to not feel the cold, that means that it's reaching body temperature, 98 degrees. And so once it starts to become a little bit warm, then you know you're at 100 and you've really reached the point where you should stop stretching and now go to texturing before you reach your final temperature. Now for cappuccino size drinks, we do 155 and you just kind of know like where it is because you can hold on to it like this. Like that's when I need to start pulling off my fingers before they start to burn. For lattes, 165, maybe up to 175, and that you're really... All right, so here we go. Whoops, a little bit too much. All right, I'm starting to feel it getting warm now. Now I can feel the warmth, and that's pretty good. I do have a higher tolerance than a lot of people for the temperature. So we're getting a little bit of, poking through because the crema is kind of dying as we've been talking too much. And a little bit of swirling of the milk. Pour, oh, come on, baby. So something like that. There we are. There is our sort of cappuccino. You can see the cascading. I don't know if you can see that here, but where can we get the better angle? I can see that too well. There's a little bit of, oh, I stopped. Thoughts?
It's closer to the first one.
I still think it's a little bit bright. I don't really like bright cappuccinos. I'm much happier with this one than the other two. All right, well, that's enough for today. We were already running 73 minutes. So thank you very much for tuning in. Glad to see you guys. We're going to be back again tomorrow with more coffee talk. So come and join us. We're here every day, every Monday through Friday, typically 10 a.m. Eastern. Thank you to Matt for letting us use the Latte Lounge and his lovely setup here with the MARZOCCO GS3. We didn't get to use the old and trusty Mazzer Major, but we did use the X54 Mahlkonig. And yeah, there it is. So until next time, thank you very much for tuning in, and see you then. You too, Mom.